All right, this is license plate 1592077. Ontario Library engaging in P.O.C. He starts sounding his vehicle. Okay, this is City of Ontario. That is vehicle number 4220, City of Ontario, Stalking. It is February 1st, 2021. It's 10:03 a.m. License 1580358. This is another City of Ontario, vehicle number 3059, and 1454973, vehicle number 5561. This is City of Ontario, surrounding where I'm sitting at the library, and stalking with light as they are surrounding, creating noise, using the vehicles for stalking activity, meaning as I make a move, as I engage in any activity, they are keeping ongoing audible activity, and they are also surrounding my physical location with light. And this is while the state is engaging in covering up its fake sun, which in no way stops the pattern of conduct. It is the establishment of what is a criminal system of monitoring and indicative of what is ongoing on a ceaseless basis. All right, that's P.O.C. It's 10:04 a.m. and that is Ontario OVITT Family Community Library engaging in stalking with activity. They're monitoring in concert, opening up the door as a third-party group stalker, monitoring standing in front of the entrance with simultaneity to my walking to get that license plate, that first license plate that I read at 10:03 a.m. They open up the door. Understand they use that as a means of stalking with activity while I approach that location to get that license plate while that vehicle is stalking with light. All right, so that's a combination of light, presence, waiting till I'm in the path, and that's the same thing when I'm walking down the street and group stalkers use their car doors as a means of creating activity while I'm at that location. That's what Ontario OVITT Family Community Library just did. A group stalker planted in front of their entrance. They opened their door with simultaneity to my approaching this license plate, City of Ontario, to recite that license plate. This is group stalking conduct. It's 10:05 a.m. That is the creation of audible activity inside of the private space, which is the bathroom, which is a group stalker engaging in monitoring conduct in concert with the state. This is Ontario OVITT Family Community Library. This is the second method for monitoring, which is the sexually violent aspect of the P.O.C. of criminal monitoring via communication devices in concert with the people of the state of California. What the state was doing before, this is the same pattern of conduct and the same behavioral pattern, the creation of activity using literally the sound of what is just random noises in the bathroom, and the behavioral pattern is that it is mirroring my physical movement. So after I use I'm going to be graphic not graphic, but I'm going to be descriptive because you have to understand what the state is engaged in. And in any other situation, I would not, but this is a matter of criminal activity by government, and it is exceedingly predatorial and sexually perverted and sexually motivated and highly despicable, and this is group conduct, this is corporate conduct, so this is sexual violation never addressed by federal legislation. And so while I'm inside of what is supposed to be a private space, after I use the toilet, which is that which the state and everyone that is listening that's monitoring, this is ongoing monitoring, expects to do, after I do that which is expected, the creation of what is stalking activity in the bathroom occurs as I engage in what is unexpected, quote unquote, new movements. And this is the removal of my clothing. I'm changing my clothes in the bathroom. As I start to do this, you start hearing boom. You start hearing what is suddenly pipes through the walls and what is, in other words, amplified activity, and which is mirroring my movements. That's a behavioral pattern. Stalking with activity. And it is also that which is amplified. And it occurs as I begin doing what is new movement. Understand this is irrespective of any failing argument. It is, regardless, the creation of audible activity in the state that is stalking, the state that is monitoring irrefutably, is monitoring me to that activity, that audible activity that is occurring inside of this bathroom. I am letting you know additional context. The behavioral patterns, this is the amplification of audible activity while I am engaged in what is new movement. It is stalking my very movements because I'm subject to monitoring. It is P.O.C. and what I was capturing was the third-party group stalker, the people of the state of California. This is the government that's in the bathroom with you, creating audible activity. All right, it's 10:21 p.m. This is the same criminal. This is Ontario OVITT Family Community Library. They're sex offenders, and this is the same exact pattern of conduct documented inside of their bathrooms. They're monitoring on cameras while they're pushing their carts and using their scanners and standing at the door and walking around and with all of them with their cell phones on in this audible activity and stalking with light by the City of Ontario in alignment to the bathroom. As I entered, this is all P.O.C. All right, while the state, I've already established the state's pattern of conduct, stalking, flying over me, flying over the building where I am at. This is monitoring in the bathroom, and this is the sexually violent aspect. It's 10:22 a.m. That's P.O.C. All right, it's 10:30 a.m. and I am going to be seen on the surveillance cameras right now at third-party facilitating venue Ontario OVITT Family Community Library, exiting the bathroom, and I am referencing the cameras. Ongoing amplification of audible activity in the bathroom. Understand anything that you can hear is audible activity for the criminal purpose of monitoring. It all serves the government's criminal system that is acting vicariously through the people of the state of California and inside of this venue, inside and outside of this venue. Stalking with light, stalking by entity, that is the group remaining present all around while activity is created surrounding me inside of the bathroom. This is sexually violent conduct. It's 10:30 a.m. That's P.O.C. U23918. Two 51401 07349 9W1. Seven SSJ110. 8 UJV744 AW00. Oh, I can't see that one. 44389A1 5KLU628 57507K1 6UDP993, I believe. Omnitrans, license 1545686, going eastbound, bus number 2355. Group stalkers that are on foot crossing path, acting with traffic, load onto that bus, which is going to be seen on camera. And 8 BBY 141. Oh, and by the way, those passengers are acting with the passenger and the driver that are already on the bus, in addition to those that are in traffic. They're one group. Just identifying those that don't have a license plate that boarded onto that third party. 8E HW079, 8 BBY 141, like I stated, 8 EEM 722, 8 SMP 944, 8 VJK 616, 8 GVM 920, 8 RON 182. Enterprise with California U.S. dot number 202631 enters into BNG Plaza, 5MDA 295. This is 7BQZ 411, substantially similar. 8GSN 803. In case I didn't say this one, 7CKG 834, 7LRC 990, 7XAJ 098, 7AKM 995, 8DGN 514, 7DGL 124. 6FLB008, I believe. 5RMR467, 8 DLR221, 7PHD389, 8AWC487, 6JRX 7-6. I can't really see that one. These are driving east on Holt Boulevard. They're passing the traffic cameras at Plum and Holt Boulevard. This is 86193W2, 6SOM334, 86380C2, 5XWB834, can't really see that, that's a Hummer. 7PLG324, 7ZLE026. Omnitrans, license 1370937, going eastbound. License 8TER100. License 5EEA805. And a Selah truck with a Yang Ming trailer. That is California U.S. dot number 0507131. That was going westbound on HOLT. License 7FYP942. License LAIC S80. License WVS 2999. That looks like a out-of-state plate. I want to say Texas. It's black and white. License 7YDD687. The third-party group stalker, it's a female holding up a sign that says jobs with the phone number 909-740-3849. She's group stalking, understand that? She's patrolling. She's at the entrance of the B&G Plaza. 8BZB820. License 7YRK09. Oh, I can't really see that one. Just exited out the B&G Plaza driveway. 5KVT217. 75506B3. 7JMD476. 7KRN013. 7ROZ417. 5YGW508. 5RFG894, license 8SFX445, license 5KRC943, substantially similar, driving into B&G Plaza, 8TEN965, United States Postal Service, they're stalkers, ASZP69, that's a different looking plate, 7XUD432, 05264F2, I believe. And by the way, it is currently 1:32 p.m. right now. It is February 1st, 2021. 8 TPA 223. 7SOM 857, 8HUC 262, 7UVK 689, 8SUN 673. That's activity that these group stalkers are stalking with. 8GFG884, monitoring to that activity. 7TNL972, monitoring to that activity in relevant position. This is for SUA958, substantially similar. That's a Lexus that is exiting out of B&G Plaza, driven by a male with a hat on. He drives west onto Holt Boulevard. 5GME 592. 7SMZ252, 4EJU873, 8SGZ996, 7MDF398, 8ENK339, 7CSP014, 8DIX597, 6MMP526, substantially similar, 6P43040, DZF3, I can't really see that one, GEOMOOF, Geo something, can't really see that. The Enterprise truck, whose California license number I recited, is exiting B&G Plaza, driving north on Plum Avenue on the traffic cameras, and then proceeds west on Holt Boulevard right now at 1:34 p.m., monitoring using that commercial vehicle. 5MPC 732, 7EQW 934, 8BWT. I can't really see the rest of that one. You can scratch that. This is a paper plate, BC03T89 on a white Toyota Camry. I believe that's a 2018 or 2009. Yeah, 2018 Toyota Camry, I believe. This is license JCB 924. It's a white plate with orange lettering on it. That's a different looking plate. It's currently 1:35 p.m. And again, the ongoing elements remain present. What you have is a state monitoring via pedestrians. They are one group. You're just talking about being in relevant position in any and every method, including by airplanes, right? So they're walking past as well, and the state is sounding amplified train activity while they walk past, sirens while they walk past. The third-party vehicles is audible activity while they walk past. The state sounding plane activity while they walk past, okay? It is the same exact pattern of conduct, the same combination of audible activity as they are in relevant position. They are one group acting together. Getting one license plate while this other third-party pedestrian is in front of you, they're one group. It's still the same identifying group: stalking, sex offending, psychopath. License 0173 0T2 7C18457 N821MO 8LJM 383 299. Oh, I can't really see that, and you can scratch that one. 3KAT 145. And it is currently 1:36 p.m. That's P.O.C. All right, 6PHJ 504, 7ATD 889, 8K 94935 or 8K 84935, sitting at the traffic light. Third-party group stalker using his vehicle, stalking with activity, revving his engine as I move. That's a psychopath. 18916 U2 7X 76026 7Y58211 5988 4W2 PSS. That's Premier Sign Services Monitoring. 452 NB2 out-of-state plate 924. I can't really see that one. You can scratch that. This is 8 TOD 196. 8 CKG 266. No license plate on this blue Mustang that's driving eastbound on Holt Boulevard, passing with traffic cameras at Plum and Holt. That's intentional conduct, by the way. That's called criminal obstruction of justice. And the criminal, the police are not going to do anything about that. It's the same thing with the paper plates. This is license, let's see, 7CDR 153. And again, that third party using his vehicle, that's a pattern of conduct. That's what they do for purposes of monitoring and stalking with activity, which is monitoring conduct. And it is also that which is a demonic feature, because they do so even when I move in an inaudible way. They are all intently listening. That third party drives into the B&G Plaza at SCHIRO'S liquor location directly on camera. And then I begin to recite additional license plates, because that activity is what all of them in relevant positioning are monitoring too, right? They're one group. So that one third party is not getting away, and neither is the group itself. 8LSF 085. It's P.O.C. It's currently 1:40 p.m. It's 6:14 p.m. License 8GNT513. I am at the parking lot of the North 280 North Lemon Apartments. P.O.C. underway, of course. I'm just documenting those that are creating light activity in relevant position while the state is following in helicopters and with sirens. So this is a train of them coming down the street. This is license 17913B3. 4ENZ392, 8KAK081. And this is 7SVY590. This is 6UKP 818. This one is, hold on, let me get behind this one. This is license AW15J05 with a paper plate on it. Driving into Ontario Town Square Townhomes at the corner of B Street and Plum. Uh, 6ZAA098. Okay, I'm going to recite license plates. I am on this is B Street. I'm going to go ahead and read license plates. 7WOY427, 6RUF205. Sitting in the car. This one was at the end of the street, stalking with light. Sitting in the car right now as I'm walking past reading license plates. They were patrolling down the street. 8DUE376. Each and every single last one of them are the people of the state of California engaged in the state system. 7KLK918. The state is creating substantial audible activity by helicopter, plane, and sirens. 8UCP671. So in their homes, in any place of business, even in their vehicles, standing around, they are monitoring. 7FXD839. This is license plate 8MID157. This is license plate. That's a paper plate, which I cannot see. Okay, I said that one already. Let's get license 7FON938. 8RWT360. 8MID157, crossing path again. 8KZJ755. 7HRB589. 7VYM218. 7FZG844. Third-party group stalker is in the street creating light activity, so these third-party license plates are in relevant position at their homes, and they're monitoring to this. 6THF473. 8CYE401. 6MHB549. 8LJP443. 8RVY360. I believe I read that one already. It's 6:19 p.m. I'm at North Robin PRIVADO. This is the Ontario Town Square Apartments. This is license BC13H21 with a paper plate, loitering in relevant position in the driveway. Communication device in operation, just sitting in the driveway, monitoring. And that is P.O.C. That's the Ontario Town Square Townhomes, just sitting in the driveway. While I am going to proceed to walk back toward what is Plum after I get this group stalker, 7SHG 498. And again, Ontario Town Square homes, understand, in their homes, they're in relevant position and they are monitoring. The state does not leave any angle, any area of the path unmanned. And I've also demonstrated that through the documentation, even stalking with the fake sun. That's how obsessive and hovering this entity is. The people of the state of California are that entity. They're engaged in sexual violation together, stalking with light, because they are engaged in that monitoring conduct all together. And it is a level of obsession. This is also why you stalk in a manner, besides the intent to try to threaten, well, not try to threaten. Under the law, you're talking about a government that's engaged in this sort of conduct. It is inherently threatening at an unprecedented level. It's not addressed by legislation, federal legislation, and it is that which is intended to threaten and frighten, terrorize, etc. And so you have also that is exacerbated by the fact that the government is operating through the very people of the state. I want to get these license plates. UHOKK 8KNY 998 7SJM 084. These are license plates of third-party group stalkers, and the group stalkers are the people of the state of California. They are all in relevant position, each represented by a vehicle with a license plate, which is a means of identifying them. This is the same street where third parties sit in the middle of the street, stalking with light as I cross the path, as I walk down the street, and they are monitoring, meaning they are engaging in crossing path as I move, walking past them. At any place and all times, I remain subject to monitoring, and I am documenting as I am going past this, all of these means of identifying group stalkers. License BC5 3L95. That's a paper plate on I think that's a 2018 Toyota Camry. Driving what is north on Plum, stopping in the middle of the street, which would also be seen on camera. 5JNW 349, 6FPP 254. And by the way, also, once you establish the state's criminal system, which is monitoring and which is through the very people of that state, you literally engage in documenting the stalker as you would any other stalker. This is that which is an expansive group of stalkers, and they're stalking again because they are monitoring via communication devices. 6SJH 483. (17913B3) 8EBL 671 at the intersection of HOLT and Plum. Omnitrans engaged in P.O.C. the 61 westbound. That is sitting at the light in relevant position, understand creating light activity in concert with all the other third parties, and they are engaged in P.O.C. This is license 24539K1, Omnitrans license 1545862. All right. I'm gonna get this license plate. This is license AL57P83, touching as well. And this is a paper plate at the corner of Plum and Holt. At currently the time is 6:24 p.m. Oh, I can't see that third-party license plate. It's a white van that just turned west onto Holt Boulevard. Stalking with light, sitting at the intersection of Plum and Holt with light activity. And Omnitrans engaging in P.O.C. again. 5ZXK751, I believe. And let's see. Wesley Thomas. That's engaging in P.O.C. That's a commercial vehicle. 8TBC 086. This is a paper plate that is licensed BH94H12 at the cameras of HOLT and Plum right now in a white Honda Civic. Paper plates are nothing but a means of criminal obstruction. Sitting in the drive-thru at Andy's Burgers is a means of being in relevant position and also touching with light. 6RRZ333. And this one is 8MBU 106. Making a U-turn in order to touch with light as I'm walking down Plum. This is paper plate 1W69T01 at the Andy's drive-thru, Andy's Burgers. Now again, you are surrounded with activity that is audible, that is visual, that is light activity for purposes of monitoring, which is occurring by more than just that third party that is engaging in that creation of activity. So that third parties such as 6XBW988 can monitor you. 40344C3, 5WGW921. This is B&G Plaza, 8ERS053. 5XBX732. Stalking with light. Pulling out as I drive through. That's the behavioral pattern with the state that's flying over. We already know the state's pattern of conduct. This is the third party which represents the state. 5TLN 523. 6LMJ 727. Inside of the B&G Plaza, on the cameras, you'll see just third parties patrolling through, meaning they're driving in the parking lot. They're creating light activity. That's what they're doing. It's monitoring conduct. Where the state is monitoring, no activity is idle, and it is serving that criminal monitoring purpose. It's proof of presence, relevant positioning, that's group stalking, you're present. It is proof of creation of activity, visible and light. That is 5ZER953. 7YYK446, 8EKT821, 7ZDZ684, 6DOE890, paper plate AW31H35. All right, here is license 8JUY867. 7VFW781, 6Z31274, 8MLZ917, 8BUZ385, 8KRF293, 6KHL798, 3WUU357, and that one is sitting in his car looking. BJ47T27 is a paper plate on a white Tesla SUV. And like I said, just like I stated, third parties keep you surrounded with that. This is the state as well. So I'm going to refer to it as a state because the people of the state of California are that vicarious aspect of that entity. The state keeps you surrounded with activity everywhere you go, so that group stalkers like 3WUU357, who is in relevant position sitting in his car in the parking lot, is able to monitor. He doesn't have to move. He's in relevant position. They keep that activity going. They're monitoring together. They are one group. 6NZV265. Group stalker starts his vehicle, which creates light activity and audible activity as I enter the next portion of the parking lot. That's behavioral pattern 92636X2. Light 6EBU 6EBU 830. 6RKJ 581, 5SQE 129. I think I read that one already. And 92636X2 is in the parking lot of the B&G Plaza. The state is flying over by helicopter across the street over Ontario Town Square Homes. 7RLA000, 6EBU830, 5SRG616. All right, and I'm at 410 East Holt Boulevard, SCHIRO'S Liquor. This is P.O.C. And again, this one is touching with light, stalking with the state, monitoring with the state that is flying over the street. 92636X2, okay? Understand the sexual violence is not just that third party. They're all engaged in that together. This includes 8 NBC 745. All right, I'm going to reference the cameras because they're just sitting in the parking lot creating light. They're cockroaches. That's why I describe them that way. They're literally just sitting because I'm standing here. 5WGX 554 P.O.C. They're on camera patrolling. This is monitoring conduct. This is not merely driving by. This is monitoring. And that's what you're witnessing. That's what I'm showing, how they do that. And they're sex offenders. 8NNR 029. All right, they are stalkers that are touching with an instrument of criminal monitoring. That is being a sex offender and an exceedingly violent one. License 7FQV683, 8KVE264, I believe. License 2161E2, substantially similar. This is license 21399C2. All right, that's at B&G Plaza. They are patrolling in traffic on Holt Boulevard. And they just keep surrounded with that light activity and presence as I move. So literally as I stand still in the parking lot, they engage in remaining there. That's what they're doing on camera. And that's why I call them cockroaches. $8RKL9. I can't see the rest of that one. That's a white Mustang that just drove up to this to the stoplight at Plum and Holt. All right, the state is aiming light onto me as third-party group stalkers are driving east on Holt Boulevard. Those are not headlights that are creating light onto the brick wall behind me of the Ontario Town Square townhomes. That's concerted conduct, okay? It's just like the wild circus lights that the state aims onto the sidewalk in the building while they drive by, which is never occurring from any sun, let alone even a fake sun. That's the state aiming light while third-party group stalker is in relevant position. That's what's going on right now at nightfall. It is 6:32 p.m. Excuse me. Let's see. 8LHO36. Let me see that one. 87583A1. Substantially similar. That is. I can't really see that one. But I will fix that right now. And again, the current time is 6:33 p.m. Again, this is my documentation to be published on my podcast. The documentation of what is a state system is ongoing via all manners. Surveillance cameras and traffic cameras, they are all documented driving up and down Holt Boulevard. And that's just the street that I'm on. Relevant positioning exceeds me on Holt Boulevard. And for example, like I stated, as a third-party group stalker is driving past, meaning driving east on Holt Boulevard, which headlights are not creating my shadow onto the far brick wall behind me as they are driving straight east, and I am on the opposite side of the street. That's the state molesting with light, okay? And that is concerted conduct. And understand the creation of that activity, that light activity, is for purposes of monitoring not just by this traffic, but by third-party group stalkers in their home, third-party group stalkers inside of the plaza, in their place of business, sitting in the drive-thru, all of them in relevant position. That's why you literally go and recite any group stalker that you can identify. 5XP Y474. Is 8 U.S.C 661, substantially similar. It's so hilarious, meaning pathetic, how they engage in running away through the traffic when I'm on the opposite side of the street. They keep the traffic farthest away so I can't see the license plates. But like I said, this is one mode, and an effective mode, a necessary mode of publishing documentation. This is not the only mode at all. 7WDX 822. This is audible activity. Listen to that. 8 BGL 107. 7W. I got that one already. F. Let me get out the way. 5XTR 449. This is 8 BGL 107, 7RLB 945. It is 6:36 p.m. Okay, so ongoing monitoring via Andy's Burgers drive-thru. They're in relevant position. The state is sounding sirens, and third-party group stalkers at Metro 102 apartments are stalking with light using the hazard lights on a U-Haul truck sitting in the middle of the street while the state is flying over that apartment building right now. This is P.O.C. and this is the third parties inside of their homes are monitoring. Understand that, okay? That's why you surround with activity. BLJ 070. Ontario Police license 159 something 129. Driving west on Holt Boulevard, they're clearly seen on the traffic cameras, and they're engaged in group stalking with the rest of the state. So that's the state acting directly. Third-party group stalkers are the vicarious actor, meaning acting vicariously through each and every single last one of them, some of whom I am identifying by license plate. They are a sample of what the state is engaged in as a whole. 71025V2, 8 BAB 896, 8 FIR 984. Okay, so here's the opposite side of the street where they're creating some enhanced tactics for purposes of monitoring with light. A group stalker speeds down right as I start walking in the opposite direction. That's the behavioral pattern. Not a coincidence. License 7LWS 745. Okay, license 7AHS 932. License BH98D34, which is a paper plate. License 4YTA 639. License 26416X2. 5JVV 442. Substantially similar to a Honda Accord that just drove north on Plum. It's 6:39 p.m. 6XKK 107. 4NHC 969. 12135U2. 7BHU 974. 7MVV 297. 8SXD 380. CD P4 592. That's an Arizona plate. 7PWS 505. DROFZZ. All right, sitting in the middle of the street. This is group stalker license plate 6GXY685, substantially similar to Honda Civic. They're so pathetic. Oh, it's so pathetic. Just sitting in the middle of the street with the car door open, waiting for me to arrive, because that's a behavioral pattern. It's not a coincidence that they always engage in arriving, and they engage in creating any audible activity, creating any light activity with simultaneity to my arrival, my passing, my engagement in any activity. 8MGN136, 7EOY 857. It is the same behavioral pattern with the state via aircraft and sirens, and that is conduct of a psychopath, but it is also how you monitor, necessarily so. 6YCW087. That is highly abnormal, demented conduct. 6PUR716. BJ52G54, that's a paper plate. LIZJELI 6GUJ714 4MHC572 AHKC291 7TDH682. Understand, as I'm walking west on B Street, I am passing apartment homes, right? I'm in between 280 Lemon Apartments and Metro 102 Apartments. Understand, I'm being monitored right now, okay? I'm literally reading license plates, representing the people of the state of California who are in relevant position, okay? I am being subject to monitoring right now on a ceaseless basis. This is identifying the people of that state that are engaged in that criminal system. 7R405664. 7N14661. And I have also documented how third parties in residential apartments, residential areas, engaging in the same behavioral pattern. 7MVV297. And this is 6PKV324, 5WSN075. If I am repeating, it's because they are patrolling repeatedly. 6CDH052, 8TTH297. And let me tell you what else the state does not avoid in any way and is not accomplishing. It's literally beating its head. And it's not unfortunate, because this is something that needs to be known. 7CIM426. Understand, the city of Ontario, where I am at, where I happen to be documenting P.O.C. because this is where I'm physically located. I have in no way stated that P.O.C. is limited to this zip code, 7KAS295. And again, 8TTH297 is touching, molesting with light. This is intentional presence, and this is intentional activity creation. There is no absence of coincidence. I'm sorry, there is no coincidence, and there is no idle activity creation. Literally parking next to me for purposes of being in relevant position, pacing back and forth, creation of light activity serves monitoring. The state is engaged in the same exact behavioral pattern, and this is how a public entity monitors you. And they engage in this conduct, this sort of conduct of doing whatever it is that they're doing while you are in motion and at any location at all times. That's how they keep you monitored. And they're doing it through what? Parking their car right next to you as you're walking. That's P.O.C. 8URE053. I'm just giving you context. Bottom line is, all three elements are present, and in addition to that, you have what is the ongoing stalking of activity as I'm walking up and down different streets. There is never a time where there is no one present. 5MNZ052. Literally sitting on the driveway, remaining there until I cross path and then proceed to drive downward. It's like a little garage underneath the ground. Anyway, what you have is the absence of coincidence. Like I've stated, it is a behavioral pattern, and you are seeing how a government and the people of the state of California are the government in a criminal monitoring system. They're in the shoes of the government, as I've already stated, seamlessly and systematically engages in monitoring, and they do it cooperatively, maintaining presence and maintaining activity, and even doing so through the ease with which that exists with using your vehicle. And actually, this is a chief means of relying on P.O.C. at nightfall, where the state does not have its fake sun up. And also on quote-unquote cloudy days, where the state is engaging in manipulating with the environment. Whether it's raining or not, they're monitoring. I've already established that. 8G. That'll be seen on the traffic cameras. They just made a U-turn, touching with light at HOLT Boulevard and Euclid Avenue. That was P.O.C. coming from the back street of what is Lemon and Holt, driving forward in front of me, touching with light, and then making a U-turn right here in front of me, touching with light again. That is the same conduct of coming in next to me as I'm walking and parking next. It's the same conduct, touching with light. It is necessary for purposes of ongoing monitoring. And as one seeks to speed away, they're all engaged in that sexual violence because they're stalkers that are touching while they're monitoring you. They're all engaged in it together. First of all, the state of California proper, the state directly, is engaged in operating that system, and every third party, as is documented, is one group. So one is engaged in physical violence, one is engaged in sexual violence. They're all engaged in that together. They are cooperatives in a criminal endeavor of monitoring via communication devices. That is BML 4944. That's an out-of-state plate. 8NWL 292. This is, I'm referencing the traffic cameras, 92892J2, 8NRB 194, 6ZEN 961, 6R75753. P.O.C. And I would be seen on the traffic cameras right now at 6:46 p.m. This is license 6BHK550. Understand, they are monitoring, and these are just the ones at the red light that I'm seeing. They're monitoring as they're driving north on Euclid Avenue. They're monitoring inside of the businesses along. They're sitting in their cars along Euclid Avenue on the opposite side of the street. They're creating light activity. They're creating a barrier. Omnitrans is engaged in P.O.C. They're sitting at the bus stop at Euclid Avenue and Holt. This is P.O.C. All right? So you just scrape up all of the license plates. Omnitrans is easily readily identifiable. 7CXS 698. It's 6:47 p.m. RSK 881. 6DYP 098. It's got 6NCU 002. License plate 7REY 873. License 6UEV 092. License plates 36396J2 55671U1. And just for added context, I am honing in on the people of the state of California, which are the vicarious entity acting with the state. License 8P28923. But let me be clear, like I've already stated, and I've already established, the state was literally flying over plane after plane after plane and repeatedly by helicopter as I was sitting on the bench at 280 Living Apartments. This is monitoring, and this is crossing a path light activity at night. 7JSY184, 6XNT062, 4PIJ 449, I believe, substantially similar. 7ZP, I can't really see that one. Sorry. Oh, I can't really see that. Okay, let me get this one over here. At Bravo Store and More. They're monitoring. 25445Z1. License 157552B on a white Dodge van. 61031C2. License 7U94541. License 18953T1. This is license 7JNY861. And this is monitoring headquarters. Understand, while I'm at the museum overnight, they're having a field day just monitoring all night long. All night long. All night long. You hear that? That's called monitoring activity. It's just got a nice beat. 8LZD654. 8GZN047. (5526951) or 9H1, substantially similar. That was coming from Holt Boulevard, driving east on Holt Boulevard, and then turning north onto Euclid Avenue. It is 6:50 p.m. (8LKH486). RLTRJO 8DGP 237 7GNH 218 U-Haul AJ 41509. So that's a third party using a U-Haul, whoever it's issued under, whatever. It's being used for monitoring right now. 8STE 304. Those are driving north on Euclid Avenue. It's 6:51 p.m. They're still driving north on Euclid. That is 7JUM 534, substantially similar. Understand, they're sitting idle at the red light on Holt. They're all monitoring while they're crossing paths. 6PAS 642, 5FRG 693, 7ZYK 711, 8LWS 646. That's called stalking with activity. As I stopped engaging in the same activity, meaning I was standing still, I started walking. That's stalking with activity. That's the behavioral pattern. AL77R65 is the paper plate. TEG 597. I can't really see that one. 8PUY 208. Substantially similar. These are driving south on Euclid Avenue. 7EHZ 430 T434YO 7YCV 979. Substantially similar. 8KHN 958. Can't really see that one. Driving south right now. Oh, let's get this one. License plate CHYCAGO. We've documented that one before. Chicago is a sex offender and a group stalker, a psychopath. 5YZP111, 7ZVU877. And this is 8MOG927, 5GEB383, 7SW U296, MVL 1053, Texas 6DL 8530, substantially similar. So Chicago's headlights are exceedingly bright, and that's providing ongoing light activity as it sits at the light next to me, and third parties on Holt are driving by. Understand, everything they are doing is not mere traffic. This is monitoring, and you're seeing how it is existing through everything that they do, okay? Chicago is engaging in intentional conduct, acting in concert with all of the rest of them. This is BAIJB73. Omnitrans 61 eastbound, monitoring, number 1364. Right, that is 8JM 626. Can't really see that one that clearly from here. Omnitrans westbound, also sitting in traffic, monitoring. That's license 8SMH626, 8SNL867. STIL. I can't really see the rest of that one. 8 BOG 652. And 7 NVZ 567. 7 LTH 886. 8 BNP 023. 8 AFY 645. 6 JDY 968. 08529 V2. 5 BAW 468. REDMA Red Mar Mad, something like that. That's stalking with activity. That's the state engaging in the creation of that activity as I start walking via aircraft. Sitting in their cars in relevant positions, stalking 7XRB 556, 6D22 573. They're all just chilling in their cars, with a humongous gut, and she hops out as I read her license plate. 7JNY861, engaging in group stalking, just sitting in relevant position on the side of the street. That's the stalking conduct of third parties. I believe I read all of these license plates already. So after she's already been just sitting in her car, she's just turning her reverse lights on and off. That's called light activity. Okay, and it's light activity whether you're parking, whether you're starting your car and moving it, it's light activity. 8 PPH 633. All right, it is currently at 6:56 p.m. UPS. We already know there's a sex offender and a group stalker. 82241G1. 6CKM 846. Bye. 7JNY 861 was chilling in relevant position, parked in front of T-Mobile. The entire time I'm reading license plates in the middle of the street. That is license 7 RGU 925. Going westbound on HOLT, 6:57 p.m. 7HAH 098, 8GYV 021, 5L13579, AB77S10, that's a paper plate, 38275N2, 8HBH 294, 7JBA 804. That's called audible activity, and they're all creating light activity. This is P.O.C. That is license plate 8JU2245 or Z245. This is license 8FDZ769, 7UFZ610, 4UCU434. It is 6:58 p.m. Those are driving west on HOLT and then turning north onto Euclid Avenue. 7XEA 560, 7REX 503, 9245OZ2, 7PGJ 579, I believe, 8LQT 989, 5KHU 350 or 250, I believe, 7PAU 261. I believe I already read 7XRB 556, 8SRB 927, I believe, 7AAE 189, Amazon Prime group stalking, 7KTE. You can scratch that and see the rest of that one. Let's see. And then those are including Amazon Prime driving what is south on Euclid Avenue, crossing path, creating light activity, monitoring with the state that remains present via aircraft and police. 5L18034, 6MYJ105, 8DLP 584, IAMRUDY. Rudy is a group stalker. and a sex offender and a psychopath. A very much weirdo. 4A17568, part of the same club. This is, let's see, 7ZZF390, 7KKT501, 8FSE140, substantially similar. It's a white SUV turning north onto Euclid Avenue from HOLT Boulevard. It is 7 p.m. And I just want to be clear, 7XRB556 intentionally leaves the vehicle and leaves the headlights on, okay? Not in the vehicle, leaves the headlights on. That's creating light, keeping light, all right? This is intentional conduct. This is how they engage in monitoring. 8TPZ734, 30149Y2, 6XJS070, excuse me. Are you going? Oh, sorry. 7XUX115. This is a group stalker engaged in assault with a deadly weapon. First of all, he's monitoring, and the light is green. He sees me. They're monitoring. All right, this is not a coincidence. 84B6352. Okay, but my greater point is the fact that not only is the light happen to turn green, he looks dead at me as he accelerates and then stops. But in addition to that, they're monitoring. He's very much aware of my presence. Understand that. 8FBV396. That is AW31H35 on a paper plate, honking their horns. 34456K2. 7EDD962. 8DOE313. 8PMF492. It is 7:02 p.m. Let's see. 8TCM. I want to say 466, but I can't really see that one. 5STD210. This is 8TCM466, excuse me. They are sitting at the light, headed what is west on HOLT Boulevard. This is P.O.C. Let me be clear. All the elements remain present, but let me just go ahead and specify, even though I have already established the state's pattern of conduct, but let me just be specific. Even as I stand and crossing the street, typically while my phone is off and these psychopaths are monitoring via traffic, the state is aiming light and it appears on the back wall behind me, the brick wall. Humongous shadows. This is not occurring from headlights, all right? This is the state aiming light. This enlarged shadows. I've shown you this before. Let's go with coin laundry, for example. Ontario police crossing path with every other group stalker right now from Euclid Avenue, turning east onto HOLT Boulevard. It is 7:03 p.m. Okay, so that's not headlights that are appearing on this brick wall behind me. They're all monitoring. Every single third party that I just read to you is monitoring. That's why you have that impossible light activity. 4ZJZ166 are substantially similar. And that is the ongoing P.O.C. I've already established it. 6YZF393. While you have the state engaged in ongoing stalking, the police, fire and ambulance, planes and helicopters, while you have this lights and their headlights on Euclid Avenue are not causing enlarged shadows on the brick wall that is across this dusty field. This is the ongoing light activity onto me, onto the surface directly behind me as they are monitoring. Group stalkers sit in their car at the corner. Omnitrans sit at their bus stops at the corner. Third parties are sitting at the traffic lights and crossing path in traffic. Third party group stalkers are on the crosswalk, keeping surrounded, okay? This is all manner of P.O.C. It is currently 7:04 p.m. And that is P.O.C. And just to be clear, there's no doubt state flying over the intersection. That's P.O.C.